Tutorials by Andrew Buckle. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you a new feature of Illustrator CC 2015.2, and that's the Ellipse Tool. So I'm just going to quickly create a circle, and you can see the little crosshairs that pop up, so you can actually just drag that out. Crosshairs, you can see it matches perfect width, height, exactly equal 619, just release. Perfect circle without holding the shift down. Now, there's also a few other features, and the key panel here is the transform. Just bring up the transform, and then you can manipulate this in numerous ways. You can also manipulate it actually on the circle. So there's a number of, just over here, the bounding box, you can just move that up and down. Again, you see the crosshairs as you move, so you can keep it as a circle proportionally, and you modify the pie slice as well from here. So you can just select that little there and just drag that around, and you can drag that up as well. Now you can modify these from these settings over here as well. So you can put that back to 0 and 0. And so if you want to set it, say, to 60 or 30, just see that. And also you can invert the slice. So you can just say have a very small slice or big slice, depending how much apple pie you want. Okay, there's also a few, obviously, the settings over here. That's probably best to avoid those. I mean, they are of value, but the width and height are actually the bounding box, not the height of the, I'll set that back to 0 as well. They're actually of this bounding box. And it's probably best to modify the ellipse if you want to modify the actual size of the ellipse via this width here. And they're not always the same. So if I set that to 700, you'll see that updates perfectly up there, which is perfectly reasonable. But if you say change the angle, say go for 45, you'll notice the values actually then are actually out of sync. So basically that's the key thing here. Just modify that, and you can constrain those, constrain that as well. So that's a quick run through. You can also use the angle here as well. Again, that's a different angle from the angle here. And shear. Now if you use the shear, and I'll quickly show you, shear, it loses the live shape. So there's no properties, so you can go back, undo shear again. Now you can also modify the design from here. You can make it proportional just by just going there. You can see it just goes proportionally as you drag that like that. And you've got that little indicator there, and likewise over there as well. And you can then squeeze it in like that using those, and over here as well. Just do the same thing, just drag that. Right, that's just a quick run through of most of the features, but I'm just going to finish off with probably one of the key things here, is that sometimes these little new features do actually get in the live shapes, often get in the way somewhat. Personally, I really like live shapes, and I think they're a great feature. So, but they do come cause problems. But so object and shape, and you can expand the shape. So just go there, expand it, put it back into just a normal ellipse, and you can just modify it, and there's less sort of stuff popping up and in the way of actual creation. If you decide at that point you want to go back, you can just say object, shape, and convert to shape, and it'll put it back to shape, and you can again do that. Anyway, hope you found this of interest. There's a whole heap of other tutorials on the site, www.graphicextras.com. Hope you pop over to the site and check it out. Hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.